And this time they're off and racing for the Grade 1 Betfair Tingle Creek Chase, just under 2 miles, 13 fences. And the former Triumph Hurdle winner, Quilixios, is the first to show, with last year's winner of this race, Jonbon, up on the outside. Slight peck on landing from Solness on the inner in the dark green. They head towards the second fence. And this is the ditch on the outside. It is Quilixios from Jonbon, then Solness, JPR One, Master Chewy. Jonbon took off a bit early that time, and he's okay, but it was a little scare. Edwardstone, the winner 2 years ago, is wide in the dark blue. So they race up the hill past the pack stands here at Sandown in this Grade 1 Betfair Tingle Creek Chase. It's Quilixios who leads for Johnny Burke by a neck to Jonbon, looking for an 8th Grade 1 success. He's racing in second place. To the inside is Solness, the dark green. JPR One, the Holden Gold Cup winner, is in the black and yellow. Edwardstone won this race in 2022, is up on the outside, the dark blue for Tom Cannon. And Master Chewy and Sam Twiston-Davies close up, as 3 lengths would cover all 6 in the Tingle Creek as they turn right-handed towards the fence on the side, which is number 3 of the 13. So it's Quilixios looking to give Henry de Bromhead a second win in this race, having done so with Sizing Europe back in 2011. Leads by a length to Jonbon in second place in the green and gold hoops under Nico De Boinville. JPR One, Solness, Master Chewy, Edwardstone pretty much together. Jonbon a good jump that time on the outside of Quilixios. JPR One is upside Solness. Master Chewy close in the maroon. Going wide Edwardstone. They make the turn towards the back straight. And fence 4. Quilixios and Jonbon, stride for stride on the approach towards this plain fence. Both jumped it well. JPR One, Solness, Edwardstone and Master Chewy pretty much together, the chasing quartet. Next fence coming up. Again, the front 2 were good. Quilixios and Jonbon. They head towards the next. The ditch, Jonbon just in front. A fallen Master Chewy. Master Chewy is gone. Sam Twiston-Davies is up. Looks like the horse is getting up. And Sam's grabbed hold of him, hopefully okay. So we lose Master Chewy at that one. They head towards the old water jump. It's Quilixios and Jonbon. Jonbon maybe just touching down in front that time. Then Solness with JPR One and the wide racing Edwardstone. Heading towards the railway fences, 8, 9 and 10. Jonbon out in front now to Quilixios. Good jump by Jonbon that time. He lands a length and a half clear to Quilixios. JPR One. Edwardstone is wide. Solness the inside. All over that one okay. So they head towards the last of the railways. 4 from home. Jonbon put in an extra stride. We lose Edwardstone. Edwardstone a heavy fall. The winner 2 years ago is out of the race. So Quilixios back for more on the inside of Jonbon. Just 4 remain in the Tingle Creek. JPR One is 3rd. Solness on the inside as they make the turn with 3 left to jump and half a mile to go. So Jonbon on the outside of Quilixios, coming back towards the 3rd from the finish. Solness on the inside, the white sleeves, and then the noseband of JPR One and Brendan Powell. Jonbon on the outside then, looking to repeat last year's win in this race. He's got Quilixios for company on the inside in the red, whites and blues. They head towards 3 from home, the pond fence. Jonbon just ahead of Quilixios in second. JPR One in 3rd. Solness driven is the back marker of the 4, and Nico now sends Jonbon on, and he goes on by 2 lengths to the roar of the crowd. It's Jonbon opening up to Quilixios in second. 2 out, Jonbon. He's okay. 3 lengths clear to Quilixios, and then JPR One. They head down to the 13th and final fence in the Tingle Creek, and Jonbon is clear by 4 lengths to Quilixios in second place. Here's the last for Jonbon. He jumps it well. Quilixios in second. JPR One back in 3rd. It's Jonbon. He's got his favourite hill to climb. He's out in front by 5 lengths to Quilixios, and Jonbon is going to win this race again. A 4th success in the race for Nicky Henderson and a 3rd for Nico De Boinville. Jonbon wins the Betfair Tingle Creek in great style. Quilixios ran well in 2nd. 3rd JPR One, and last of 4 to get round was Solness.
Jonbon's just won the Tingle Creek for a 2nd time, putting his name in lights on a who's who roll of honour on the Tingle Creek and top chasers over history. Nico De Boinville on board. You must be well satisfied with that.
Yeah, very happy. Any mistakes were just... He's encouraging you to sort of... He wants to let you at the fences, you know, and in this ground you have to be a bit more sort of subdued instead of as aggressive, but he's encouraging you to be aggressive, and that's probably just the mistakes were me rather than him, if you get me.
Which one are you talking about? The second fence?
The second, mainly, yeah. And then he seemed to find his rhythm, and he was so quick over them. It was just, I didn't want to keep bringing him back, but he's a gutsy horse as well, because it's hard work in that ground.
It really is, and he's so nimble as well.
Exactly. At the last there wasn't any sort of stride, and he's just sort of flicked his way over. So he's so good with his front legs. But you're very happy, and let's see what the rest of the season brings.
He was more placid than usual in the parade ring. Is he growing up?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's just maturing mentally as much as anything. And to be fair, thanks. And Robin, who looks after him, said he was very relaxed in the stables. So yeah, he's getting there. He really is. He's a finished article now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to take it because, you know, usually a change in behaviour of a horse. So I was interested to see, but it does just look like maturity.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, there was plenty who wanted to go on and sort of pressurise him, and he was quite happy to race where he wanted. So.
And were you happy the whole way around?
I was, yeah.
We still haven't seen this monster performance that I feel that he's capable of. I wondered whether we might get the setup to do that today, but you know the ground probably is sort of subduing things slightly.
Well, I would have thought that sort of ground would sort of draw that sort of distance out, but I don't think he's a horse you're going to get that sort of monster distance between him and the next horse. And
even if it was a stronger run race, it just kind of.
Possibly, but I still think you're going to see the best of this horse on good ground. But I don't think, you know, when you look at something like See the Stars, like he never won by a distance or anything. He always saved a bit for himself, and that really sort of encourages longevity going through their career. And if they're always just saving a bit, and he's pulled up so well there, and his ears were pricked, and he still seemed like a fresh horse. So I'd rather he be winning by 1 length than 10, if you know what I mean.
100%, I know what you mean. And the thing about him is his consistency at this extremely high level.
Exactly, and just to keep coming out and out and out again, you know, it's a good thing.
Well, congratulations, Nico. Job done. Well done.
Great. Thanks a lot, Lydia. Thank
Cheers.
you. All right.
Jonbon has just joined a rare list of horses that have won 2 Tingle Creeks. His trainer, of course, is Nicky Henderson. That must have been a very satisfying watch, I would have thought.
I think he enjoyed himself. I think Nico did. He loves him. They just get on really well together. They understand. And you know, you have to be quite aggressive. The horse likes to be aggressive. And you know, we tried to sit on that a bit in the Schlur and then have him, you know, so he could have a big attack today, and he did that. I mean, he's not frightened to bring the fight to the front, and have a, you know, that's his game. It's what he's best at.
And Nico was saying that he just had to keep a hold of him because obviously the ground today is so sapping.
Yeah, I think you'd have to say that, like, good horses should be able to cope with all grounds, and I think he does that. I mean, you're never going to run him on firm, well, good to firm even, but you know, from good ground down to very soft, I think he's proved today we don't have to worry about that anymore. I think he'd be better on good ground, but you can't be any better than he was today in very soft ground. Mind you, the chase course is a huge amount better than the hurdle course for obvious reasons. Yeah.
And did you feel that he'd come on quite a bit from the Schlur?
Yeah, he had Paddy who rides him every day, and Robin and the whole team. You know, they've been very happy since then. It's pretty straightforward when you're coming off 3 weeks. There's not much you can do. You won't need a whole lot of galloping. Just let that race bring them through. It worked last year from the Schlur to here, and it's quite a quick turnaround. But I think the nice thing about him now is he's so much more relaxed in everything he does. A couple of years ago, if he was here, he'd be dripping with sweat. We'd keep him out of the way, calming down, washing down, and you know, where now he's travelling and to the races relaxed, and he's walking around the paddock and he's taking it all in without fussing about it. Oh, yeah, he has earplugs in and things like that, but he's a much more relaxed person.
It's palpable that. I mean, it was like that in the Schlur just until the point where Nico got on. Here, he was like it until he got down the start. I didn't know how to take it initially, but it's clearly just maturity, isn't it?
Sometimes worry, is he now gone to,
Yes.
We switched off too much. Obviously, he doesn't do that. But, yeah, it's nice. It makes life much easier for everybody if he's, you know, change his routine and it fusses him, and he will get upset. But he knows his routine and we do too, so it's not too difficult.
So this season, are you hoping that the Clarence House goes ahead? Because obviously that was a change to his routine that meant that things did not go to plan.
We all hope that everything goes ahead, you know, because
But is that the plan?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the obvious place to go next, and then that takes you nicely into March. But because there really isn't anything. I mean, you know, as you can see, we brought him back after 3 weeks from Cheltenham, but you know, there's nothing else to do until the Clarence House, and then March, and then hopefully whatever comes. Let's take it one step at a time. But you know, you can come back. He could do more, but I don't see why. As I say, there's nothing else to do. But it seems the obvious way around it, and I think he's proved really that 2 miles is his trip. I'd love to try him over further. So would we all. So would JP. But you know, when you're that good at this distance, why take experiments? It's just, you know, really going from one grade 1 to another grade 1 without, you know, one day he might stay. I'd love to know, but I suspect we might never ask the question.
Well, there was a hint there with the Melling Chase last season.
There was, yeah. He stayed 2.5 round Aintree really well, yes. But Aintree and Cheltenham are two different places. You know, you wouldn't immediately tell you to aim at the Ryanair or anything.
No. But maybe the King George. You have mentioned that once or twice in the past. I've only questioned you
this year anyway.
No, of course not. You've seen off a couple of promising second season chases in Quilixios and JPR One. We've obviously got an Ergomen, potentially Gaelic Warrior on the horizon. But presumably you're feeling, well, I couldn't have my boy better.
Well, I wouldn't swap him. But we've got opposition to come from overseas, I'm sure, and I'm sure there are horses in England as well. But we've got to get ready for the invasion, and it would be interesting to see an Urgenine tomorrow. He's on the comeback, and you know, whatever Willie or all of them can fire at us, it's going to be it'll be interesting.
It's going to be fun. Nicky, many congratulations. Well done with Jonbon.
Thanks, Lydia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
I can tell you all the horses that didn't complete. Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.